A scathing grand jury report released Tuesday accuses hundreds of Catholic priests with sexually abusing more than 1,000 children in Pennsylvania. The abuse happened over decades, and officials believe the real number of abused children might be much higher. Charlene Aaron is on this story.
The bombshell report identifies more than 1,000 victims of 300 predator priests who sexually abused children in 6 Pennsylvania dioceses dating back to 1940.
State Attorney General Josh Shapiro released the report Tuesday in an emotional news conference surrounded by victims, some sharing their traumatic stories in a video.
When you have the priest touching you every day, you know, that's a hard memory to have.
He would always have his hands on me.
They targeted me because I was fatherless.
The time of telling these victims to keep their truth to themselves has ended.
The report accuses dozens of church leaders of covering up the abuse for decades, beginning in the mid-1950s.
Priests were raping little boys and girls, and the men of God who were responsible for them not only did nothing, they hid it all for decades.
In response to the report, Bishop David Zubik of the Pittsburgh Diocese is apologizing to victims. That diocese is one of the 6 named in the report.
I promise to meet with any victim to apologize to them in person and in the name of the church.
Outside of Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C. Cardinal Theodore McCarrick recently resigned after accusations of sexual abuse. He's the highest-ranking church official to fall, but maintains his innocence. Meanwhile, criminal charges will be brought against a few priests in Pennsylvania, but officials say many of the cases are beyond the statute of limitations. The grand jury recommends changes in some state laws to bring justice for the victims.
The grand jury recommends that the penalties for a continuing failure to report child abuse be clarified. We can't pass laws telling the church how to administer internal operations, but we can demand that it inform authorities about rapists and molesters, wrote the grand jury.
Charlene Aaron, CBN News.